Defending a Grand National cross-country title has not been child's play, as Caleb Russell has faced a variety of contenders with 4 different winners in the 2017 season. Can the champ reclaim momentum? Off-road racing is next on NBCSN. And we are back. The big summer break in the AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Series presented by Maxxis is over. It's time to renew the fight for an AMA National Championship with the Parts Unlimited Unadilla GNCC. I'm Jason Wygant, your host. And the fans here in upstate New York starting to come out to watch the best off-road riders in the world. We will recap our last race, though, the John Penton GNCC. Your AMSOIL highlights show Ricky Russell trying to put his Yamaha into the lead. He's in the red jersey. Russell Bobbitt on the orange KTM and Thad Duvall on the white Husqvarna right there. And a good battle as they start at a motocross track and then head into the heart of the order, which is the woods. Now, Duvall not normally getting the good starts, but he has been riding the crest of momentum as of late, as has Ricky Russell, and they go into those woods 1 and 2. With their series points leader and defending champion, Caleb Russell pretty far back, so this is the opportunity that Duvall needs to keep on making up ground in the series standings. A few laps in, here comes Caleb Russell in about 6th place, looking to make moves and get to Duvall. Now, these are long 3-hour races, and you can overcome bad starts, and Caleb Russell would do it. He'd get around Duvall and start to stretch the lead. Caleb trying to avoid a 4-race losing streak for the first time since his rookie season in this class in 2011. But Russell Bobbitt and Duvall keeping him honest through the famous mulch pile here in Ohio. This is the critical juncture of the race, literally. Now watch Caleb Russell in the lead. He goes a long way around. A fan points out a new line to Thad Duvall here, and you see it's a bit of a shortcut. Duvall would use that line to make up some ground, and then on his own merits, he would wrestle the lead away from Caleb Russell. Then the 2 title contenders went at it with a thrilling battle. They were both off cycle from each other on pit stops, which led to even more passing for the lead. Then Caleb Russell would have problems with his bike in the last lap, and Thad Duvall would roll to the checkers first. But then was penalized for the shortcut that you saw earlier, opening the door for Grant Baylor, who would take the checkers in second, to thus be awarded his first career victory. So some drama and controversy there. Here are the final Rocky Mountain results. Duvall still finishing in front of Russell despite the penalty, closing the point standings. However, over the summer at the International 6-Day Enduro, Duvall breaks his wrist and he will not be competing today at Unadilla. So this title fight has been thrown upside down, sideways in every other direction. We are underway, and another great start for Ricky Russell today here in upstate New York, and another great start for Russell Bobbitt. So nearly an instant replay of the way it was in our last race, but sans Thad Duvall, and that is such a heartbreaker for Duvall, who is putting together a dream season. Jordan Ashburn of the factory beta, number 4, and Ryan Sipes right behind him, and then Caleb Russell 5th. And this is the typical dogfight early in a Grand National cross-country race. A lot harder to make passes when you're in the woods. How about these two, Ricky Russell and Russell Bobbitt? Oh, nice pass by Jordan Ashburn, and a similar line used by Caleb Russell to get around Ryan Sipes. So some aggression early on. Let's go back to the starting line for XC2, our 250 class. Everyone trying to get Josh Toth, who has been dominating this series on the Yamaha. He has won 7 of the first 9 rounds this year on that blue Yamaha, and quickly trying to slice into the lead here. And these are the young guns of cross-country racing. And you see how many riders are in this group, all aspiring to get to the front, make a name for themselves, and earn a big ride in this, the XC1 division, where they race the big 450s. Ricky Russell continues to lead. Ashburn with those quick moves early, second. So you got the NFAB and Pro Yamaha up front, the factory beta next, and the FMF KTM teammates of Russell Bobbitt and Caleb Russell coming through next. Now here's one of the cool things about GNCC racing. The fans can point out the lines. See that KTM shirt? That is actually Caleb Russell's mom, Tina. But she cheers on everybody. She'll spend the whole day in the craziest part of the track. This is called the FMF PowerPoint. This uphill is gnarly. The fans are there to watch the action. But look, Caleb's long gone, and she's still pointing out the good lines to everybody else who's racing him. She's not afraid to get muddy. She has been at these races for decades, watching her son grow up through the youth ranks to become the GNCC champ. But it is Ricky Russell leading it right now. Then it's Ashburn. I think that's Sipes that just went by. And Russell Bobbitt and Caleb Russell on the KTMs battling it out next. So good job by Sipes on the Coastal Racing Husqvarna to move up to third. A lot of contenders this year, even with Thad Duvall out. Sipes now on the run. He has moved up to second. And he and Caleb Russell have surpassed Jordan Ashburn. Here comes Bobbitt, the multi-time AMA Enduro champion, now racing also full-time in GNCC. Check back in on XC2. Lane Michael leading the way. Mike Witowski, Jesse Grom, Craig DeLong, Ben Kelly. All in contention early on. There's Kelly going by. Nick Davis on the Beta. And Toth, not where he wants to be. He just came through and pretty far back. And there you get a good idea of just how difficult the FMF PowerPoint is. And there is Tina, Caleb's mom, immediately to the rescue. Ricky Russell in the lead. Ryan Sipes, the former motocross and supercross star, putting the heat on in second. Ashburn running the pace. And it must have been a mistake for Caleb Russell. He lost a spot again to Ashburn. These guys are coming after Caleb this year. There's Stu Baylor, who won our season opener back in South Carolina. So good to see a lot of breakthrough first-time wins this year. Both Stu and Grant Baylor, the brothers, and Ricky Russell doing that this season. Maybe Ryan Sipes, could this be his day to get his first ever Grand National Cross Country win? It has been a pretty wild 2017 chase. And then we have the Rockstar Husky of Josh Strang, one of the veterans. He's won this championship before. He's won multiple races, but it has been pretty much a miserable 2017 for him. Anything that can go wrong has gone wrong for the very likable man from Australia. So Ricky Russell leads early here at Unadilla. Let's see if he can hold on.
When it comes to guarding your diesel engine, AMSOIL offers the next level performance you demand. AMSOIL Signature Series diesel oils provide 6 times more wear protection than required by a leading diesel engine manufacturer. Give your hard-working truck the protection it deserves. AMSOIL, devoted to protection. See the whole line of diesel products at amsoil.com/diesel.
As riders and racers, we understand the need to get quality parts, apparel, and accessories fast. We have the horsepower of multiple warehouses to make sure your gear, OEM parts, or accessories make it to your door quickly. Check out our easy-to-use website and experience customer service that takes the whole shot. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Here he is, Walker Fowler, Grand National Cross Country XC1 Pro Class Champion.
The GNCC series on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you by AMSOIL. Protect your weekend. Rocky Mountain ATVMC, get ready. And by Maxxis Tires. Keeps you riding to your maximum potential.
FMF PowerPoint section giving riders fits today. This climb is nearly vertical. The cameras never do it justice. And then you see this soil, it's loose, not much traction. You throw in a lot of rocks and some tree roots, and it'll challenge even the best in the game. Oh, and now we've got a traffic jam on a vertical hill. And you get a good look at just how treacherous those rocks are. Now in this 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon 3-hour event, we have our pro riders and also our top level amateurs. So when you see those riders struggling, you know how difficult the track is. These are all riders who have grown up and ride and train essentially full time for this type of racing. In a good battle up front, Ricky Russell, Ryan Sipes, Caleb Russell, Jordan Ashburn. That 4-rider pack has broken away. And Ricky Russell on this NFAB and Pro Yamaha out of the great Pacific Northwest, really picking up his game. And that victory that he had at the very difficult Snowshoe GNCC in West Virginia earlier in the summer has to have been a huge boost of confidence for him. So he can maintain these leads now, probably worry a little less about who's behind him. Josh Strang comes through in 5th. Stu Baylor, a nice move around Russell Bobbitt to take over 6th. About to hit lap traffic. It's Ricky Russell. And a little bit of a relaxed pace for these 4 right now. They put themselves in position. And these are 3-hour races, as I mentioned. So you can only expend so much energy early. You want to stay in touch. And then we'll see what everyone has up their sleeves a little bit later. And I believe Sipes, I don't think he's going to press Ricky Russell too hard. Just watching the demeanor of these guys, let Ricky Russell lead it. And maybe when they get onto the motocross track here at Unadilla, that could be an area where Sipes could strike. That is his heritage. And it's Strang trying to bridge the gap to that lead group. Whoa, Lane Michael, your leader in XC2, has caught the middle of the XC1 pack, and I think he just got around Stu Baylor. So good run there. Now this is Nick Davis from XC2. He had his problems earlier. He's about to go a lap down. He gets stuck. Another rider stuck on the FMF PowerPoint, and look, here are the leaders. They're all jammed up. Caleb Russell stuck on the hill. Ashburn and Sipes sneak by. Caleb getting a push from the fans. Ricky Russell is still down. He's got some fans trying to rescue him. And chaos has broken out. The hill climb and the traffic. Classic GNCC scenario has changed the complexion of this race. Ricky Russell, who was leading, now in 4th, and more riders having problems. One of our amateur riders goes down. Let's watch this again. So Caleb Russell is getting stuck off to the side. Ricky tries to avoid him, but by doing that, he loses his momentum. Ashburn and Sipes, they did it the right way. They were able to thread the needle, get around the tree and the 2 down riders. And lucky that Caleb was able to keep the bike going. If you have to stop on the hill like Ricky Russell did, it is so hard to get the bike moving again on that rocky terrain. And by the way, when you have to push a 240-pound motorcycle uphill, it takes a lot of energy. Look at the fan there almost going down. That gives you an idea how steep this hill climb is. A couple other fans getting completely roosted. All part of the game in GNCC racing. But what I was alluding to, when you have to push the bike like that, it takes so much energy. And that could catch up to Ricky Russell later in the game. That'll really get your heart rate up. I believe what we just saw from these clips here, Sipes into the lead, Caleb Russell 2nd. Yes. So Caleb Russell has recovered and gotten back around Jordan Ashburn. And now the race is on in the back part of Unadilla. This is near the U2 amateur motocross track. And Ricky Russell recovering in 4th. But again, how much does he have left in the tank after wrestling the bike on that hill? Stu Baylor, 5th in XC1 Pro. We do have that lurking XC2 leader, Lane Michael, who just went by. Caleb has now taken the lead from Sipes. Ricky Russell, 3rd, Ashburn 4th. Great racing out here. And same for XC2. Lane Michael out of West Virginia leads, but the pride of New England and the J-Day Series, Ben Kelly, number 12, keeping the heat on.
GNCC is Bald Eagles, 50 cal, cowboy boots, diesel trucks, Copenhagen, Bush Light kind of men.
Evans waterless coolant is the solution to boiling over. So you can push your vehicle like this, and this, and this, without fearing the temperature gauge. Evans waterless coolant. Defeat the heat.
Hey guys, I'm Tim Geiser riding for Honda Garibaldi Racing Team, and we are using Evans cooling, and you know, like, I know that when I use that products, I know that my bike never will overheat, so I'm really happy with it.
Are you looking for a dirt bike piston that can increase power and decrease blow-by? Then check out Wiseco's all-new Racer Elite piston line. Racer Elite has been used exclusively by the pros, including RCH, Yoshimura, Suzuki Factory Racing, and are now accessible to the public. Available for popular 250 and 450cc dirt bikes, the Racer Elite series is the first off-the-shelf asymmetrical power sports piston ever made. Its fully machined billet aluminum construction features an exclusive custom lap top ring. Step up with dyno-proven power gains with Wiseco's Racer Elite piston line.
Let's give you the highlights. Parts Unlimited Unadilla GNCC for the four-wheel set. Our ATV group, Walker Fowler dominating this year. He's won all but one race this season. He's on the outside of that blue and white Yamaha. But Chris Borich, yeah, good to see Borich, the all-time wins leader in this series, still running up front and grabbing the whole shot today on his familiar Suzuki. Now, Borich hasn't won a race in a couple of years. We keep thinking the day is going to come, though. He keeps finishing up in second, third, fourth, and battling for the lead. And for a while, it looked like Unadilla could be the day. But Fowler was able to get around him. And here you get to see what the Unadilla motocross track looks like when converted to cross-country duty and when the ATVs are on it. Fans coming out to see him hit that sky shot jump. Fowler would go on to take the win, and this was a big one, because with it, enough points to clinch his third straight GNCC ATV championship.
The first two championships, I didn't win the day that I won the championship, and I didn't have a good ride. And today, minus one hill mistake, I feel good. I feel awesome about it, and just it's awesome to win on the day we win the championship. And man, three championships, and I got 6 more to go.
And 6, he's already focused on trying to get the all-time ATV record of championships. As for the bike race, Jordan Ashburn back into the lead on the Beta. Caleb Russell had his shot at the #1 spot and went back. So we've had 4 different riders leading this race today. Sipes, Ricky Russell, Caleb Russell, and Ashburn. Now Sipes back to 4th. It has been torrid, the fight with these 4 riders today, and Unadilla is very tough for the lap traffic. It's the shortest track of the year, and we have the most riders, over 2,000 entries throughout the weekend. There's Caleb's mom lurking in the trees, not pointing out any lines this time. I think it's pretty obvious which way to go as long as the lap traffic isn't there like it was the previous run up this hill. Ricky Russell able to survive it. He is keeping the lead duo honest. More lap traffic. More slick moves by Jordan Ashburn. But Caleb is applying the heat. And by the way, the 4 straight defeats, 4 straight races without a win for Caleb Russell. That's the longest stretch since his rookie year in 2011. We mentioned that at the top of the show. This is rare to see this many riders challenging him for this long, and that's even without Thad Duvall here today, who is out with the wrist injury. And Caleb has said a couple bad races in a row, had to reset and refocus over the summer, and it has worked. He's now taken the lead back from Ashburn, but Ashburn, you see hustling, keep him in sight. Ricky Russell there as well, and good to see 3 different brands. Well, really 4 with Sipes there on the Husky. You got the KTM here up front, the Beta 2nd, the Yamaha 3rd, and then Sipes on the Husqvarna. And Ashburn certainly learning, I'm sure, from Rodney Smith, the 5-time GNCC champion, who runs that factory Beta team. Lane Michaels still leading XC2 on the coastal Husqvarna. Ben Kelly still 2nd. There's Caleb's mom taking some rocks out of the hill. Ricky Russell now in the lead. And a different pit strategy. Ricky Russell and Caleb Russell did not pit the last time around. Ashburn did, so Ashburn is going to drop to 3rd or potentially 4th. We wait for him here on the hill climb. See the KTM officials team member there with the radio. Yes, it is still Ashburn in 3rd. So if you're Ashburn, the goal is to stay close enough. Oh, this hill climb is really going to hurt him. He has gotten it stuck. If the goal was to stay close enough when the leaders pitted the next time around to maybe get them back, but this is a disaster. And look, there's Caleb's mom trying to help out. Equal opportunity for sure. I think she just likes it. That's the bottom line. And this guy likes it. Ricky Russell feeling it today at Unadilla. He's your leader once again. Can he hold off the champ?
Are you looking for a dirt bike piston that can increase power and decrease blow-by? Then check out Wiseco's all-new Racer Elite piston line. Racer Elite has been used exclusively by the pros, including RCH, Yoshimura, Suzuki Factory Racing, and are now accessible to the public. Available for popular 250 and 450cc dirt bikes, the Racer Elite series is the first off-the-shelf asymmetrical power sports piston ever made. Its fully machined billet aluminum construction features an exclusive custom lap top ring. Step up with dyno-proven power gains with Wiseco's Racer Elite piston line.
We handle your races, your jumps, and your trails. Isn't it time you give your daily driver the same love? AMSOIL's Signature Series Synthetic Motor Oil delivers 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard. AMSOIL also offers a full family of ATV, UTV lubricants, giving you above and beyond fortification for your weekday and weekend vehicles. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
Even when you're the best, you never stop striving to be better. The all-new from the ground up 2018 Yamaha YZ450F is now available at LoJack Cycle Sales. With over 40 years of experience in motorcycle sales and service and 15 national championships, we know racing. So stop by LoJack Cycle Sales today in Tarentum, Pennsylvania, and visit our online inventory at www.lojacks.com. Yamaha YZs. It's why we ride.
Over the river and through the woods, the newest Polaris models are here for the holidays. Take home great deals on the world's best-selling side-by-sides and ATVs during the Polaris Holiday Sales Event.
The GNCC series on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you by AMSOIL. Protect your weekend. Rocky Mountain ATVMC, get ready. And by Maxxis Tires, keeps you riding to your maximum potential.
We have seen some great racing today at the Parts Unlimited Unadilla GNCC. Caleb Russell into the lead for the third time, I believe. Ricky Russell has held it 3 times also. So right now it's advantage Caleb. No relation, by the way, between these two riders. Caleb originally from Ohio, Ricky Russell is from Washington. Caleb trying to weave his way through lap traffic, and late in the races like this, those lappers are usually pretty tired. That means it's easier to catch them, but sometimes they will make mistakes and fall right into the path of the leaders. Now, Caleb has been training at the famous Baker's factory. Alden Baker, the motocross trainer, to riders like Ryan Dungey, Marvin Muscan, Zach Osborne, Jason Anderson. He's worked with Ricky Carmichael, Ryan Filippoto, James Stewart. Well, Caleb goes down there in the summer and trains with Alden as well, and does the motocross tour with those riders. He'll go and ride with them Monday through Friday, and that is certainly helping with the endurance. Stu Baylor up to second on the SRT KTM. Where did this come from? We had Stu 5th and 6th for most of this race. Ricky Russell has dropped back. I mentioned the big mistake on the hill earlier, probably taking some of the energy away, and maybe he is getting tired late in this one. Nice run by Stu. I think he waited everyone out. These guys were really going at it early in the race. Can Stu make a run at Caleb to maybe try to get his second win of the year? Definitely looks to be on form right now. Back to XC2, Lane Michael leading it. And Trevor Bollinger, who is 4th in XC1. First look at him on the Johnny Campbell Racing Honda today. They've gotten around Ashburn, so Ashburn has come undone thanks to that hill climb and the pit strategy. Whoa! Ricky Russell trying to hang on to the motorcycle and 3rd. So his bid for the win might be coming a little bit short today, but a podium would still be nice. But what we hear is that Lane Michael's charge in XC2, that class starts 1 minute behind on row 2. He gets that minute back in adjusted time. If he can get within 1 minute of Ricky Russell at the finish, he will be credited with 3rd place overall today even though he's on the smaller 250. Meanwhile, checkered flag coming out. Caleb Russell really had to work for it. Several riders gave him a run, but he takes the victory here at Unadilla and gets his season back on track. Yes, for him, 4 straight losses is a sign of emergency. Stu Baylor, great race strategy today, saved his best for last, and he will take second on the SRT KTM. Been a good season for Stu, who has a shot at second in points now that Duval is out. Ricky Russell third in XC1 as we look at the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com results. Bollinger and Ashburn, a good fight, 5th and 6th. Your AMSOIL race recap. I'm telling you what, they've had those Yamahas figured out for years off the start. Ricky Russell, just the latest benefactor there. Battling it out with Russell Bobbitt and Ryan Sipes, Jordan Ashburn off the line. But these races are often won and lost in these scenarios. Caleb Russell down, Ricky Russell gets stopped trying to get around him. Ashburn and Sipes would sneak through. This effort that Ricky Russell would have to put forth to try to get the bike up the hill with a little help from the fans, I believe that was an impact move late in the race. Probably sapped a lot of the energy and took the wind from his sails. Ryan Sipes and Caleb Russell battling for the lead for a bit. Ashburn right in it. Those 4, along with Ricky Russell, really put on a show today. But late in the race, Caleb was able to lock it down and had it under control. But for the first 2 hours of this 3-hour race, it looked like it was in doubt. These guys just keep coming out the champ, got the target on the back, and this year has made a difference. But Russell able to persevere today. Second goes to Stu Baylor, third overall. Thanks to the time adjustment goes to Lane Michael. A good ride for him. But the story from Unadilla doesn't matter how many laps he led. All that matters is that he led the last one. Caleb Russell on top. There's Baylor to take second. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching Racer TV from Unadilla.